What is up, y'all? All right, we're gonna do that setup that we did yesterday one more time. Now I got some painter poles, so it should go a whole lot higher and easier now. And I'm gonna try to give y'all some better angles and close up so you can follow along. And so I'm gonna flip the camera around. Again, we have our tarp laid out, just 4 pegs in each corner. And what we're gonna do is go to the back. Lily, hush. We're gonna stake, here's our one corner. We're gonna stake right there and right there. Okay, like I said, here's our corner. One tie out in, one tie out in. Right here. There's that tie out. There's our corner. Here's this tie out. Just one in from each corner in the back. Once those are in, you can pull the one in the corner up and just tuck it up underneath. You don't have to do that. You can actually just do the outside corners, but this gives it a nice rounded edge. So again, here's our one corner. We're coming one tie out in and staking it in the back. Here's our corner. One tie out in, coming up the side. Pull our stake in the corner. And just tuck that under. Now we're going to go to the front. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this corner and I'm going to put it where this tie out is. We're not going to tie that tie out down. We're just going to move that corner and stake it where that one is. Just like this. About the same general direction. About right there. And then that should be in line with that back one. That's going to give you some really good height. Now, if your poles ain't long enough, you don't have to go that far in. You can adjust that to get lower to the ground. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Grab our corner, flip it under, and about where that other tie out is, and we're going to stake it down. And now we're going to grab our painter's pole. We got our painter's pole, and to show y'all can just use anything. I'm going to go ahead and use my high-vis vest, but you want to wrap the top. That's going to be tensioned up against your tarp to protect your tarp. And I'm also going to bring y'all in there so y'all see what's going on. Alright, so you can see now when we raise it, she's coming up, but we got to go inside. Ugh. And we're coming about one tarp, one tie out in, maybe the second one. We're gonna take our rag. It's fun to do now with the wind. Roll it up and just stick it over the top. loosen up my painter's pole and start raising it. And then here's where you just got to play with it a little bit and find the right angle. Find the right spot. Until I need to come back further. And tighten it up. Oh, I was on an angle. So it helps if you lean it back just slightly. There we go. See, yeah, that's good. And now that's our extra flap that we gotta fold up. I'll flip you all around so you can see what it looks like right now. So that's with the painter's pole in there. We didn't tie down our front yet. Here's the back. And then what we're probably gonna do is take this tie out right here, the one in. We'll tie a thingy on there and pull it back, or we can just leave it like that. This wind is no joke. With a secondary painter's pole back here, give it some height so it comes up and not down. But I'll show y'all that here in a second. Now we're gonna secure our front door. And really I could probably scoot that painter's pole back a little bit. And that should get rid of some of that sag. Try to get that painter's pole closer to that tie out versus this tie out. Let's try that real quick. Okay, we're gonna adjust this painter's pole back a little further and try to get some of that sag out of there. I got rid of some of it. See what it looks like now. Yeah, that got rid of some of it. Oh yeah, it did. Okay, now we're gonna take care of our door and clean this up a little bit. Now if it's a really good, if it's raining really good, you can actually just take one and drop your door down lower like that. Give you extra protection. But we're gonna go, here's the center. And that's the other thing you can do. You can actually throw another trekking pole right there. Let me grab the other painter's pole. So I can show you all that. So check this out. When it's not raining, or I don't want to say not raining because it's still going to protect you from the rain, but you want to get some more airflow up in there. It's as simple as doing that. Bam. Now look at the space we got. Come on up in here. I can almost stand up straight. A little hunched over, but that's about it. Like, look at all of this room. When we opened up that front, we just created a whole lot more room up in here. But we're gonna fold it back so I can show y'all that part. Beep, beep, beep. So we're going to need 2 more stakes. And I like to cheat on this one, and instead of using your tie downs, I like to use bungees. And what we're going to do is we're going to come 1 tie out in from our corner. So, pretty much the center. Here's the center. We're going to go that 1 tie out right here. We're just going to fold that back. Place the stake down. Let me show you where that stake's at. Y'all can see this. Let me flip you. Okay, here's our corner. And we're going 1 tie out back. There we go. 1 tie out back. Stake it down. And then grab our bungee and grab that 1 tie out and just bungee it right there. And now we'll go over to the other side and do the same thing. Here's our corner. We're gonna go 1 tie out in and stake a stake right there. And then we're going to take our bungee and that 1 part there and pull it back and bungee it. Simple as that. And now there's that tarp tent. And again, I can widen these outer ones by bringing this side, that one there, that way more, and that one there, that way more. That would get it to where we can lower our roof for the lower trekking poles. And then you can also bring them further in, and then that's going to give you more height. I hope I said that correctly and not backwards. So now we can go back in here again. Got ducked down a little lower. Got ducked down a little bit lower now because we do got it lower than yesterday. But there we go. That's that one. And then again we can tie out to that lower one and pull it out to give us a little bit more headroom. Or even so this one right here, you can pick which one you want to do. It really doesn't matter. That one's going to create a little bit more headroom there. This one's going to create a little bit more headroom towards the bottom. And then with the door shut, we do have a little bit less room than the other one. And this is the classic tarp tent setup. Ugh. And now I gotta get out. And again, we'll give it a walk around. So here's the walk around with it. I don't have a stake on me. Let me grab a stake real quick so I can show you what I mean from the back side. Could you see how it's sagging right here? A little. Well, one, just by grabbing that and pulling that, we got rid of some of it. Grab another stake now. Come on. I'm stepping on my tarp. So, if we... My new frame? No. So I just hooked, we staked right here in the center. Pulled it taut, that got rid of a little bit. Now if I was to take my tie down, and say I had a tree above me, I could tie this up to that tree, or I can run it down to the ground and get rid of some of that slack as well. This thing is huge. And then you can go through for added extra support and stake down every tie out from there and just tighten everything up. See, I just put a good amount of tension right there. But yeah, this thing is huge. And again, I can move that pole in there back a little bit, and that will also help with some of that slack back there. But that's this one. Very simple, quick and easy. And here's a comparison on size. Exact same setup. The new tarp, 13 by 13, the one we made, king size bed sheet. And I did notice a little pinhole on, I think I used too thick of a needle on this tie out right here. But we'll go in here, give y'all, you can still, after we pull that out over there, yeah, this is a whole lot smaller in here compared to that other one. So on this setup, this tarp would have been definitely way too small, but I do have my other tarps. Now that we got that 13 by 13, oh yeah, whole lot more room up in this hizzle. Look, I don't even need to duck that much. Bam, we in here. So much more room. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna leave both of these up for now. I want to check them on the rain today. Love y'all.